Back in the winter of 2017, before we started incorporating the mini CUST corners into each of the Spread Picks NFL episodes, we would from time to time break off and record what we like to call CUST Corner Minis. These are a collection of the CUST Corners which appeared between CUST Corner 9 and CUST Corner 10. Remember, to subscribe to Mayo Media Network, smash the like on all the episodes, and if you're looking for the entire back catalog of CUST Corner has its own dedicated audio podcast feed, which is in the description right now. So if you want to go subscribe to that, rate and review, that would be greatly appreciated. And now, CUST Corner!
CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner,
Tim, do you want to give your rankings?
Go right. Hold on, I'm going to pull them up.
You don't just have them off the top of your head?
Well, there's some nuance in the middle. Just go ahead.
No, you go.
Yeah, you have to list the cereals.
I have to pull them up now on my Twitter account.
Well, what was number one?
It's such a feverish feed.
Special K was number one. That was obvious. And I thought it was great from this week when you used that photo of Lenny holding the box of Special K. About that?
That was good. Firstly, as a disclaimer before you get to this list, everyone watching, other than the 12 people in Canada, should know that in Canada, we have inferior cereal. Like, when I get to go to the States, or I go to, Buffalo, I'm all about hitting up that Tops Friendly Market just for a cereal aisle. Our corn pops are different. Lots of our cereals are different, or we don't even get them.
I'm just going to throw this out right away. Cereals for children. Eat real food.
Or guys that hit rim rockers and play Madden.
So yeah. I've got my list.
I guess. I that's not my world. I don't know.
Cereal's awesome. The list is Special K, shredded wheat, cream of wheat, original Cheerios, Corn Flakes, Rice Krispies, Raisin Bran, with Lucky Charms as DFL.
We used to feed my dog cream of wheat.
Why are there... So is this just until Lucky Charms at DFL, there needs to be almost like a separate sugar cereal list, or you don't eat sugar cereals?
I don't eat sugar cereals very often. I don't care. From Honey Nut Cheerios, gross. Get rid of them. I'll take the regular Cheerios all day long.
I say sugar cereal, and he comes at me with the healthiest sugar cereal on the planet.
Are you a Count Chocula man?
No, I'm talking more
this one.
Mini Wheats is probably a healthier, sugary cereal.
Okay, fine. But where you're Fruit Loops or Frosted Flakes or Captain Crunch?
I don't care for... when I was young, I suppose I ate those. But what does the good book say? When I was a child, I thought like a child and I acted like a child, but I'm no longer a child.
But your diet has remained the same.
Everything else in your diet is like a child.
It's not true. When I listed my beer ranks, I had Guinness number one.
Which is also fake news.
Which, I don't even know you that well. You don't drink Guinness.
He doesn't even drink beer, generally.
I don't drink it often, but I appreciate that it is the best. I've never been to the Louvre.
Isn't your favorite beer Coors Light?
No, it's my favorite.
No, it's Miller Lite.
It's Miller Lite. But it's not the best beer. I appreciate that Guinness is the best beer.
If anyone tells you that Guinness is their favorite beer, they're fucking lying to you.
Yeah, I don't think it's... Well, if you're an Irish person...
Yeah. No, wait, that's not right, because I said it was, right? No one likes Guinness.
I like it. It's not my favorite, but I appreciate it in a sort of an objective sense. It is the best beer. Just like I said, I've never been to the Louvre. I've never actually seen a Da Vinci up close, but I know it's the highest form of painting. So in the same sense, Guinness, I don't have Guinness very often, but when I do, I know I'm drinking a superior beer.
Have you had under 4.5 Guinnesses in your life?
Under.
Oh,
well, under is the answer to that.
Well over, because I bought those 6-packs before with the widget in the bottle. It's good. It's like those, but we want to talk about the cereals. You want to talk about other things that could be DFL, or those pumpkin spice Cheerios that someone tweeted at me. This made me want to scream into the void.
You haven't even had them. How do you know?
What about these maple Cheerios celebrating Canada's 150?
That sounds awful. I don't know that I need to celebrate my country's confederation through eating maple. The thing about maples and maple
Apple cinnamon Cheerios.
is that they're not even really representative of Canada. Maple trees don't grow west of the Ontario Shield naturally.
Yeah, but no one gives a shit about you people out on the West Coast. It's not even real Canada.
No,
But what about the apple cinnamon Cheerio?
no, ban it.
So your take on Cheerios is the same as your take on Oreos. I guess.
And yogurt, non-flavored yogurt.
I can live with not flavored yogurt. I don't object to those. But yes, my Oreo position and my cereal position is the same. Stop monkeying around with what's perfect and what works. I was at the store yesterday. There was like 6 different flavors of Special K. I felt less like pulling my hair out. Why can't people just eat regular food that's good?
Why do you care?
Because I don't want to have to go to the grocery store and go to the aisle and be beset with these things.
Why? Do you have like epilepsy or something and all the colors make you freak out?
I shouldn't have to encounter them. I don't want to encounter them.
Then don't go to the fucking grocery store.
But where am I going to get my Special K?
Start your own place then. Why?
Amazon.
Yeah, just use Amazon.
Yeah, I don't like Amazon.
Why not? Why don't you like Amazon?
Because I don't like the impersonality of it.
Okay, so he was getting mad. You know what?
I love Amazon so much.
I can get all my groceries on Amazon now. They show up to my door. I don't have to go to the stupid grocery store anymore. It's awesome. He was complaining about delivery yesterday, like delivery food. Like
that Uber Eats, that has to go. That has to go away.
Why?
Because it is part and parcel of a society where we are alienating ourselves from one another.
No, you alienate yourself because you don't leave your house. I'm out in public all the time. I go do things. You don't do anything. I don't need to go to the corner store or go to the Chinese food shop next to my house in order to get some social engagement.
Like there was a great story, I think it was in the Times last weekend, where a couple of people used to work for Google want to set up this new system where people don't have to go to corner stores.
Yeah, it's great.
And the backlash they got, they backed down. Because the owners of corner stores and the cultural role that bodegas play in certain communities pushed them back. Saying, no. We are not going to live in a world free of social capital where you can alienate yourself from your fellow man and deaden yourself to the point where drones
sounds awesome.
Doesn't it sound great?
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, well, again, if you want to live in this dehumanized world, you will regret. No one's going to listen to me.
I don't like people.
But if we live in a society where, as Robert Putnam said, all we do is bowl alone, then we are going to find ourselves beset with problems.
Well, I don't bowl alone. I play 12-year-olds on Madden all the time.
You also think we live in a world where people know who Robert Putnam is, which is untrue.
They don't know who he is, and no one's going to listen to me either.
As they shouldn't.
I am a voice in the wilderness crying. I know.
The only reason you don't like delivery, as you've told before, is because Swiss Chalet fucked up your order once, and now you hate delivery.
I also don't want... I want to avoid, as much as possible, additional people handling my food.
They're not handling your food. They're handling the container your food is in.
Uh-huh. Every fewer...
What do you think that they're doing? Pulling over and taking a piss in your... I don't even know what you order. In your microwave sandwich that you probably get delivered?
I don't need to be paying money to people for things I can do. Now, my other point was that there's a time and a place for delivery.
Always.
You have company. I get it. If it's like minus 25
if you have company, you can make them a meal. Now, they probably don't want grilled cheeses in the microwave, so, I mean, that might be out the door for you.
If you have friends over watching a game, you order a pizza. Perfectly understandable you get delivery. Or, if I said, it's like minus 25 degrees outside. Perfectly understandable. If the reason is, I'm lazy, I don't want to get off the couch, inexcusable. Get up, move, go 10 blocks, buy your stuff.
Do you know how far 10 blocks is? It would take over an hour to walk 10 blocks, Tim. When was the last time you walked an hour consecutively anywhere?
All the time.
Really? All the time?
Yes, I like to get out and walk.
You have the lifestyle of an 80-year-old person. When you go feed the ducks, too?
Actually,
do you like?
Do
you go?
Whoa, 1 sec. I'm going to laugh at what?
I'm not even going to say what I did today.
What did you do? What did you do?
I went to the mall and I walked around for an hour today.
It's so nice out.
Well, yeah, but where you are and where I am are different places. But I went to the mall today and walked around for like an hour.
Some people say Tim used to sit by that pond over there, by those ducks.
Why do you do that?
I just like to be out and about. I can get a coffee. I like the bright lights. I like to see what's on sale. I like to go through the bay and see if there's stuff on sale.
You're literally like my grandma.
Do you buy stuff just to return it, like my grandma? Because it gets them out of the house?
No, I don't do that. But sometimes the Bay or Sears will have deals on, and I want to buy something. And I like to look around, see what's new, what shipments they have. And the fall stuff's coming in, so kind of looking for a new sort of fall hat, and I haven't found one yet. Like something with like a larger brim, in case it's like rainy or whatever.
Hold on, what kind of hat? Like a top? Like what kind of hat?
Like a fedora.
Yeah, like a larger sort of fedora.
Like a man's workman hat from the 1920s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something you can also wear in the rain or something as well that will hold up.
Why'd you use a fucking umbrella, you wacko?
No. I'd prefer to wear the hat. Sort of like, yeah, so it's sort of, so I was looking for that, but I didn't find that the brims were large enough. Anyway, so I walked around the mall. So I like to walk. I like to get out. And the idea that we're going to live in a society of we're all just cultural shut-ins, where our only communication with each other is exclusively digital and impersonal, will have political consequences and social consequences we can't anticipate. And I don't think it can be unwound. I think it's bad for free people engaged in self-government. The purpose, de Tocqueville writes this in Democracy in America, that what makes America, North America, so special is its civic culture and its community sort of interactions with one another. It's what keeps self-government and free people free. If we, disengage from these things, we will find ourselves running away from liberty and allowing technocrats and experts to govern us rather than free people. And I'm terrified of those consequences.
I will just suggest, don't go sit on the park benches alone, like around the kids. Because I'm a dad now, I go to the park, and it is a creepy, like, that solo guy on the bench, it's not a good look, man. I get, by a pond, but I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
It's very weird. Now, when I go to, and I do go to a couple of parks around here, but I go to walk.
Yeah, you don't stay stationary, you walk through them.
No, heavens no. I like to walk the various trails and then come home.
After he gets done picking up chicks at the mall.
You know what? We're the last generation of people for whom the mall has cultural purchase. There was a
Who cares? The mall has no cultural purchase. I can buy everything off my phone now. What's wrong with you?
I hate going to the mall.
So do I.
I hate it.
I hate going to the mall too.
No, but when you were junior high and you got out of school, going to the mall on a Saturday was a thing to do.
No, it wasn't.
Are you going to the mall?
I wasn't a loser, so I didn't go to the mall on a Saturday afternoon.
Oh, no, I did a couple times.
What are you guys doing at the mall?
Loitering.
We were playing football.
No, you could play arcade games. You could go to a movie. You could get lunch. There was all kinds of cool stuff to do. Of course, but we're the last generation that went to the mall on a Thursday night just to hang out as teenagers. And again, that's a sad loss.
That is something people did in the 80s. You are not a part of that demographic.
We did it in the early 2000s as well, because I did it with my friends.
No, I don't know about that. That sounds like fake news.
No, it was a thing that we did.
You weren't smoking weed out back of the school like all the cool kids?
No, most certainly I was not.
No, well, see, that's what I was doing.
Have you ever worn a baseball hat? I couldn't even picture you in one.
I wear ball hats all the time.
Do you bend the beak, or are you a flat brim man?
I bend the beak. I wear I wear the ball cap from your former employer every now and then too. And that's one of the hats I wear when I go to the gym.
Yeah.
I don't like hats at the gym. Wear a headband.
I was wearing a headband at basketball the other night.
You should wear it at the gym. You can just look like Richie Tenenbaum all the time.
What kind of hell away is that to act on TV?
Oh, you just didn't know. Admit it. Just like you won't admit that American Ninja Warrior is rigged.
It isn't rigged.
It's rigged! It's fake news. It's wrestling. It's scripted. It's not fake. It's scripted.
It isn't, and no one thinks that it is except for...
You're like the only person that thinks that it's real.
No.
Okay. If it's so real, Tim, why isn't it an Olympic sport?
Chili's just quote tweeted me.
What did it say?
There was a Time article about how this guy tweets stuff at Chili's and they answer his questions for him. And I just quote tweeted that just further evidence that Chili's is for the people. And they're like, you know it, Tim, with that cool smiley face with the glasses. They really are the best. Oh my God, that's so exciting.
So you've heard Subway's tweeted him too?
Yeah.
And Wendy's.
Yeah, but Wendy's was hate tweeting you.
Yeah, well, all publicity is good publicity.
Okay, man, imagine if you got a job for Chili's, just an advocate of Chili's. You could go around, test out all the, garbage food that they have.
Listen, I would sell the prime rib tacos and the chicken crispers and those gourmet hamburgers like there's no tomorrow.
I once said that Tim's diet is someone who's like actively trying to get diabetes, but I'm going to flip that around. Like even when like cooking in the microwave, he has the diet of someone who buys their food with food stamps. That's what you do.
I have a democratic taste.
No, you don't. You have the taste of someone who has no taste.
No, I have a taste for the people. I'm not an elitist.
What's
my sous vides and all my fancy machines?
Do you have a sous vide?
What the hell's that?
It's
where you put...
Yeah, I have one at home. It's the best.
Is that where you, like, wrap it? Or
Yeah, you use you put it in a bag, and then you seal it, and then you put you cook it through the water, then you put it in, like, a pan afterwards. It's delicious. Tim thinks it's too fancy to eat, though.
I just don't need it. Don't want it.
Why don't you just try to expose yourself to some better food, and maybe you'll actually enjoy it?
I have been exposed to various types of food.
I don't think you have. You just go to chain restaurants.
Did you always have one of these, or is that like a wedding gift?
No, we got it like a year ago.
Okay.
And we really enjoy it. We went to...
Yeah, no, I've heard they're quite the...
I have a friend who had one.
My cousin has one.
I had a friend who had one, and he like cooked us steaks one night. I was like, this is delicious. And easy, too. Like, you just set it, you get Wi-Fi from your phone, so you can monitor it work, turn it on and off if you want. It's the best.
It's like Weber Cooks.
Well, I mean, I really want to start a cooking segment with Tim. So it was always my dream on like the Sunday morning live show that we would cut to a featurette of me like making meals that you could have during football while giving out live advice at the same time. Sort of like a Rachel Ray cooking show. But I'd be giving out fantasy advice while showing you awesome things to eat during football. We should just do that with Tim where he cooks stuff in the microwave and then put that sad music track underneath of it. It would be the best.
They teach microwave cookery classes. You can look down your nose at it because it's not good enough for you, but I speak for the common man, and this is how the common man enjoys food.
No, the common man does not enjoy food made exclusively in the microwave. I don't know what common men you're talking about. That is ludicrous.
You're trying to force, again, I didn't say exclusively, but I said there are various things you can cook in the microwave that are excellent.
You can use the microwave to reheat things. That's fine. I mean, you could use an oven. That would probably be better, but it takes a lot longer. If you need something quick...
Like, you're not going to reheat your coffee in the oven.
No. Okay, thank you, Tim. You're not going to reheat your coffee in the oven.
I'm not putting my Hot Pocket in the oven.
No, why don't you just not eat a Hot Pocket?
Here's the thing, though. Like, that's what I know people... the Hot Pocket in the oven, or like the pizza pop in the oven, is so much better...
I'm not waiting 20 minutes. Good, no. I want it now. I want it the way I want it.
So proactively know that you want it in 20 minutes.
No, I was going to heat it up in the microwave.
Then it's like soggy and yucky as opposed to
flaky
and yummy.
Fire some good condiments on it, you're good to go.
The condiments on a Hot Pocket?
No, not a Hot Pocket. Oh, yeah, well,
okay, so are condiments on a pizza pop? What are you talking
about?
Yeah,
what condiments are you putting on it?
I don't know why I was
like a side of chips?
No,
what do you mean?
No, he's putting A1 sauce on it.
Actually, yes, I would.
Oh my god.
But I was thinking more like a pogo than a Hot Pocket. I don't know why I said that. Thinking more of a pogo in the microwave.
It's like, you know, what do they call the things when they like brand cows? What's that called? Like the metal... A brand? It's like someone took a brand and pressed it on your tongue when you were like 11 years old, and you just can't taste anything. You're like Selma.
I like to think I'm one of those super tasters who have an incredibly high sense of...
You like to think a lot of things, but based in reality, none of it is true.
Just because not everybody is living your elite, sophisticated, urbane lifestyle doesn't mean that those of us who choose a simpler, more democratic, more humble approach to things are somehow sort of a...
It's like Trump, man. Trump eats like dukes and all that stuff.
Exactly.
And gets his steaks like double well done.
Listen, no matter what side politically that you fall on with Trump, I don't think taking health advice and food advice from him is probably the best way to go.
No, but I'm just saying he's a man of the people, like Tim sees himself, I think.
Yes. And you know what? He's now president. So you know what? He actually is a man of the people.
And you're getting quote tweets from Chili's.
And Chili's are tweeting at me, and Subway tweets at me, and because I was tweeting at them about their new they're going to have out their new autumn carved turkey sub. They had it out last year with the big thick pieces of like real turkey with the skin on it. It is such a good sandwich. Like it's as good as Grandma's homemade turkey dinner, as far as I'm concerned. Wrapped up.
How bad is your grandma at cooking?
Fantastic. By the way, this is another. I have this debate with people all the time. Maybe we can talk about it later on when it comes to Thanksgiving. What's the best part of the Thanksgiving dinner?
Football.
That's not a part of the dinner.
It is.
The best part
you sit down and football's on.
Okay, you're just being accusatory now. What's the best part of the physical meal?
I don't know. I don't do Thanksgiving.
Turkey, but I'm Jewish.
See, the answer is the stuffing. It has to be the stuffing. And I thought...
Is Subway...
He's arguing with himself. Like, it's...
Yeah, who are you getting into these arguments with? Is it just people being like, shut up, Tim? He's like, no, I need to talk about Thanksgiving. The only thing you need to know about Thanksgiving is white meat, dark meat, it'll all be carbs.
The only thing you need to know about Thanksgiving is the Chargers are going to be in Dallas wearing the baby blues, and CBS better know they'll need about 100 seconds to come in from commercials. So Philip can introduce the entire family.
CUST Corner.
It's like a ginger lime Diet Coke. It's awful.
All right, let's get into that then, because I knew this was going to come up. Tim, you are upset that Coke has come out and released new flavors of Diet Coke. They are not getting rid of the original Diet Coke. However, there are these new crazy flavors that you really seem to have a problem with. Why is this?
I have a problem with all of it. First, they're changing the can size of Diet Cokes to make them sleek and slimmer.
I like it.
Which means they don't fit your cup holders anymore the way that the current cans do.
How old is your car? Because I got one of these newer sleek cans yesterday. It was a ginger ale, and it fit right in my...
Adjustable?
Yeah.
They've taken when Homer designed the Homer, when it was his car, I'm talking about my drink.
Cup holders
So
have like pressure point things like around them, within them now.
I shouldn't have to make any adjustments to the way I want to drink my Diet Coke just because they had to develop a bunch of brand new, weirdly named flavors for a bunch of millennials.
You don't need to buy them!
And also, not only...
watch things on the pano mode of their phone than they would...
Do you even know what... Okay, first of all, when you say the pano mode on your phone, do you mean like...
Panoramic?
Yeah, the panoramic shot?
Yeah, they're all about doing that.
So what you're doing with your phone is doing this. You're taking the Coke and you're putting it here right in front of you.
Well, I can't
and
see
then
what you're doing.
And you're going like this. You're just slowly going across the screen. That's how you're taking pictures of Diet Coke?
That's how
You're a fucking lunatic.
And like the flavors are like feisty cherry and zesty blood orange.
I want to try a feisty cherry.
It sounds feisty.
It sounds so stupid. What makes a cherry feisty instead of being insipid it's just a cherry?
And
stop giving them these dumb names. And why is blood orange this big deal? When we were growing up, regular orange is what people had, and they were fine. I don't know why everyone has to have blood orange. It's not as good as regular orange. Why do we have to have? And the explicit reason given was that younger people aren't drinking as much Diet Coke.
Because Coke's bad for you.
Yeah,
look at me.
You're not going to attract them to buy Diet Coke by
They shouldn't drink Coke.
They don't ask the fans what they want.
It's
they never
poison
ask.
Wait, you're a Coke fan?
Okay.
Like you're part of you're a Coke fanatic. You're a part of the base. You have your pennant that you carried at home.
Memorabilia.
Well, I've got a Coke can with the Jays winning the World Series type thing. But here's the thing also
That's more Blue Jays memorabilia than Coke memorabilia.
Fair. Timmy triggers. My favorite
I'm not triggered.
It sounds like you're super triggered.
My favorite thing about how triggered you were last night was like, you are so annoyed that in the future, your inconvenience is like, if you're at a restaurant, you might have to ask for a regular Diet Coke.
Yes.
Like, you have to say the word regular in front of Diet Coke right now has triggered you.
Also, it's pronounced regular. If you just look at how it's spelled.
Why should I be burdened to have to say anything extra? All I want is a Diet Coke. I don't need 100,000.
If you say Diet Coke, she'll know what you're talking about, dude.
How about get rid of all these darn flavors and let's just have regular Diet Coke for regular people? That's what fans want. That's what we like. We don't need to have a twisted mango Diet Coke. Nobody wants that.
But you don't need to buy any of this stuff. Why do you hate that when the market comes out with more solutions for everything, giving the consumer more alternatives that they can choose which one that they want? You don't want it, but you're a fucking lunatic. Why don't you just let the market settle itself? If it's not, it could go the way of Crystal Pepsi and just go away.
Can I call out his huge hypocrisy?
Sure.
Because here's the thing. He's like, I'm a man of the people. I do things
I stoop down to watch the Golden Globes.
So this is my point. Because he doesn't want to watch the Golden Globes, but he does it. It's like no different than, there's some extra Coke flavors out there.
And watching the Golden Globes got me to helped us win our weekly trivia because there were 3 questions about it because it's pop culture.
It's not pop culture. It's not. I'll tell you why. Like, the winner of Best Actress at the Golden Globes is as much pop culture as who won the American League MVP. Now, granted, things can happen there that might be pop culture. You know, Pogs are pop culture. Like, the winner of a Hollywood Foreign Press Award is not pop culture.
Tim likes the Hollywood Foreign Press, though, because it's like 30 out-of-touch people that vote on things.
But here's the thing.
I think Tim would make an excellent member of the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Yeah, they vote the shitty things to win that fulfill their agenda.
And they can be paid off, too. Don't forget that. Tim, very susceptible to being paid off. All he wants in life is to be paid off. Just no one will pay him off.
I do not. I just want the things I like Diet Coke, not to be ruined.
What? Okay, tell me. No, shut up. Why is it ruined? I don't understand how this is ruined. It is exactly the same as it used to be. Diet Coke has not changed.
They're changing the can shape, and then they're going to change me having to say I want regular Diet Coke, and they're not going to be marketing to me anymore. They're going to be marketing to a bunch of kids who don't even want it. And why does it's just so aggravating. Why would they would do this? It doesn't please anybody, and it angers those of us who actually believe in the product.
No one, you're angry. Other people just got over it.
You know what? I think that Tim could make a very lucrative living selling his problems to people with real problems.
What do you think happened, like, Tim being the old soul that he is, what would have happened all those years ago when they first introduced Diet Coke?
Tim's still mad they took cocaine out of Coke. I mean, that happened less than 100 years ago. It's outrageous.
You know, I'm trying to make a legitimate stand here for common sense in the face of just petty-fogging millennial nonsense.
Why don't you let the free market decide? Maybe people love zesty orange.
It will flop, just like New Coke
Sure.
flopped.
So of these 3 or 4 new flavors, let's say one lives forever.
Cherry Coke lived?
Will it be worth it? Well, that's the thing. Cherry Coke, like, they're kind of cheating because it exists already. I like Cherry Coke.
Yeah, but it was new at some point.
Yeah.
After Coke. At the time, Tim would have been with his monocle and his twisty mustache. At the time, though, not now, because it's too ironic for him. But he would have been like, I hate this Cherry Coke. Get the cocaine back in my Coke so I can be fired up all day.
I wouldn't have been the one twisting my mustache. It would have been my valet. I'm not some sort of monster. You know, and he would have been putting on my thinking cap and my smoking jacket for me. I'm civilized. But the point about the cherry one that makes me upset isn't the flavor, it's the name for the cherry one. That is just outright nonsense. They already had Diet Cherry Cola.
You're at the mall. How come no one ever brings you in for, like, I've been at the mall before, and a dude is like, can you come, like, I'll give you, literally offer me $1. And I thought, like, in like 5 questions in, like, this isn't like 1 minute. This is going to be, I walked out. But have you never been asked to do a focus group?
No, they talked to him for like 10 seconds, like, sir, you are not indicative of the people you need to take out. Sorry.
I would love to see Tim in a focus group.
That did happen once, many, many years ago.
And you were kicked out of the focus group?
No, but like I did have opinions that no one else had. I see things for what they are, and I'm the only one standing up for reason and common sense in a world gone mad with a bunch of millennial kids who just want to spend all the time on their phone and drink, sparkling water that labels no one's heard of. And,
you love sparkling water.
Yeah, I like Perrier. I like San Pellegrino is actually gutter water, but I like. I really do like Perrier. Like that, but that's normal sparkling water. It's not just some fancy thing that you got at your local.
I think drinking sparkling water is pretty fancy and elitist to begin with.
No, it isn't. It can be if it's done the wrong way.
How can it be done the wrong way? You're drinking fucking water.
I'm opposed to a lot of what's going on, and I'm right about the thing is I'm right about the Diet Coke thing. My rage is justified. It's not being triggered. It's not anything like that. It's just I have righteous indignation.
You're never gonna have to ask for a regular Diet Coke. When you ask the waitress for Diet Coke, she will bring you Diet Coke. She won't subsequently be like, oh, there's feisty cherry Diet Coke and there's blood orange Diet Coke. No, she'll bring you a Diet Coke. I promise you'll never have to say, get me a regular Diet Coke.
You'll be surprised. This will happen, and this all stems from things I was complaining about months ago. Again, I am a visionary. I see things that are going to happen. I knew for a fact that when they brought in these stupid machines where you could play God with all the various different flavors of pop, that this was going to happen. It was going to ruin my experience. Now I have to go to the grocery store and see types of pop that
See
anger
them.
me. And I shouldn't have to encounter these things.
So I guess my big question to you is, because I'm trying to figure out money-making ways for you. Do you think, how many calories do you think that you burn every time you get triggered by something?
I was bouncing off the walls last night.
So not only is he combining his fury over Diet Coke, he's drinking Diet Coke, which has 0 calories in it.
I love these new soda machines.
I don't
They're
drink
the
soda,
worst.
so I don't know.
You can go, they literally have every soda in the world. Like if you're at like a restaurant, like a fast food joint.
Oh, so here's a quick tip. Soda, by and large, is not good for
It's
you.
poison in a can.
However, the
Fountain
can...
stuff is good for you.
No, it's the other way around.
There's more sugar in the fountain. They drain the sugar.
They put syrup into like what you get out of like a pop machine.
Yeah, that's why it's like half white and half like
So
a
that
color.
stuff is like exponentially worse for you than the actual canned
Makes
Coke.
sense why Duke's Fountain is the best.
A lot of syrup.
Just makes sense. That makes sense. And I'm on this thing to like get rid of Coke unless it's like with a cheeseburger. But I eat a lot of cheeseburgers.
Listen, I'll have the occasional ginger ale. I enjoy a ginger
Like my
ale.
child will not be drinking like pop. Like it will not be available to her like it was available to me. I will not allow that.
Yeah, we had Coke for every meal.
Not like just with a meal, like
can of
home
Coke.
from school. Like I
have
take
can
a
of Coke.
Coke.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
That's out of the
And that's a wholesome. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's bad for you! Tim's main goal is that when he has kids, he wants to make sure instantly they get diabetes. Or as Tim calls it, diabetes.
No,
There's a
juice
lot
boxes are
worse
worse
things.
too, but Coke is worse.
Yeah.
There's a lot worse things a person could be eating or drinking than. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying this is not the TB12 world where it's called poison. I don't believe that. I don't buy that. It's perfectly okay in moderation.
Agreed.
Yeah, but we're not talking about moderation. We're coming home for every meal and every day after school having a can of Coke.
1 can a day is not.
No, yes, a can of Coke a day is... Just think about what that puts onto you.
Oh, it's 160 calories. Jeez. Oh, wow.
Yeah, but you're not doing anything to recoup those calories anywhere else.
He's
It's just,
walking
it's
the
just
balls
add on.
twice in a
Just said
day.
I'm raging.
Yeah, he rages away the calories.
I'm mall walking.
How
and
big
I'm
are
going to
these
the
Halifax
regular,
malls? They're
I'm
not
going
like
to the
2 levels,
regular
are
gym.
they?
Yeah, except one of them is. The one where Tim was robbed in one time is.
You know, I don't need to put up with this type of shabby treatment.
All right, that will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. I would like to thank Tim Andercust,
Tim Andercust.
Also,
Tim
people,
Triggercust,
not many people, please stop sending me photos of that dog. I don't need it. Stop it, please.
Doug. I saw it the other day. Doug said, much better to take a hot shower than go out into the freezing cold. And you know what? I agree with Doug.
Well,
I'm on Team Doug.
You called it. He's Hardcore Titans.
Yeah.
So that's so good.
Elitist eating his animal-style fries from In-N-Out Burger. Elite AF.
Millennials use AF.
Yeah, Tim's a millennial. This is why.
Just pointing that out.
CUST Corner.
As the story goes, that Tim was at the mall the other day on one of his frequent mall walks, and he had some very strong words for a young whippersnapper who was trying to get into the elevator a little too quickly. So Tim, please, tell us the story.
Well, I mean, I was in the elevator going to the top floor, and as I was exiting the elevator, some young punk tried to push his way into the elevator before people got off. And I, on no uncertain terms, said, you know, you're supposed to let somebody out of an elevator before you try to get in. And he's like, says who? I said, says civilization. And then the door shut. And I thought, you know what? I hope that a lesson was learned here. Even though he can be flippant and have that kind of remark, he'll remember the fact that somebody told him that you're supposed to let people out before you go in. It's just like a door. You always let somebody out of a door before you try to enter a door. It's common courtesy. I mean, I know there's a lot of millennials these days who
Like
are
you.
spending so much time on their iPhones and on their Snapchat
Like
and on
you.
their iPads that they're not aware of basic common decency. But this is just one of the things that you ought to do when you're out amongst the people. I mean, I know people just want to, don't even have to go public, want to live with Uber Eats and would like to never leave their home and never encounter anybody, and therefore don't think manners or etiquette apply to them. But they're going to find out when they do have to venture out into the real world that there are standards of behavior, and one of them is common courtesy about letting people out of doors before you go in.
I'm actually 100% on board with this. That is the common thread with all this. And listen, we've talked about this getting on and off the subway before too. Let the people out, then go in. Because the only thing that I do enjoy doing, it obviously doesn't work if it's an elderly person or if a woman is walking in. But if I see someone my own age, guy, and they're trying to get on the subway before I'm coming out, and like they're barely paying attention, they're getting boom, shoulder down. I'm walking right through them. Like, fuck off.
I only have one comment. Because I do agree with the exit before enter. But what sort of grown-ass, fully functional, you and this other guy are equally responsible, Tim, uses the elevator at the mall. That's for old people. That's for ladies with kids in strollers.
The escalator.
What do you need it for, man?
An escalator cannot be broken, Tim. It just becomes stairs.
No, it wasn't. They had the stair part off. They were fixing the inside of it. So, like, it was unusable. They had, like, the barriers up.
Also, you have to remember that Tim taking the elevator, he's probably there with his mall walking group. So, I mean, they're all, like, 75. And, he's probably a bit, family. He's logy after eating so much Manchu Wok.
That'll put you out.
Manchu Wok has a light menu as well. You can order off the light menu.
Why would you go to Manchu Wok to order off the light menu? What's their light menu? Like your meal's 1,000 calories?
No, you get like chow mein and steamed rice. Like there's healthy stuff there if you want it. But of course,
I don't know how healthy chow mein is, pal.
It's just vegetables and
cooked in oil.
Yeah, cooked in oil.
In oil.
Yeah, okay,
on their wok.
Oil's not that unhealthy for you.
Thanks, doctor. Yeah, are you sure about that?
Yeah, I am sure about that.
Yeah, well, you're wrong.
Well, he's also encouraging kids drinking soda, I feel.
I'm not encouraging it.
Tim is like one of those doctors from the 50s who just like, I prefer to smoke Pall Malls. They'll clear up your throat scratch when you need it.
Like the president's doctor who said he's in excellent health.
Hey, I actually had an idea about this. Now, hear me out. People are triggered online and just unhappy online all the time because of this Trump stuff. We live in a different country, so I don't really give a shit. But it's more fun to just believe everything about Trump that is said. And then it's hilarious. You're living in the greatest place going. And it's just more fun for me to approach it that way.
Tim,
so yeah, he's in great health. Maybe he's not lying. What if everything that Trump has said is 100% true?
It's basically the Bill Paxton in
frailty approach. Exactly. So everyone just thinks he's a lunatic and God's not on his side. But spoiler alert, at the end of frailty, he gets away with it because he is doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, spoiler alert for like a 20-year-old movie.
Aren't you? You're probably the same height as the president, aren't you, Tim?
If he's 6'3", he's an inch taller than I am.
Now, he said that Pujols is also 6'3" in the same way, but I think that actually makes a lot of sense since they're probably both the same age.
And remember, muscle weighs a heck of a lot more than fat, so he does look a lot pudgier than these guys who were at 239, but that's because they have significant muscle mass, which is a lot heavier than the president, who doesn't work out, who explicitly says he doesn't go to the gym because that wastes your energy, because the human body's like a battery, and you only have so much energy in a day.
Isn't that a fun thing just to believe?
I love the fact that he also comes in at 239, because apparently the clinical obese is 240. So he comes in just under the numbers. Genius guy. He's always he's always on.
Yeah. Last thing I wanted to get to. I was up on Saturday night. May have had a few drinks. Was watching some late night TV with my wife, and a commercial came on for these no-stick pans. I was watching. They were flipping omelets, doing cheese, all this. Nothing was sticking to the bottom of the stuff. Now, I've never bought anything off TV before, but my pans arrived last night.
Is it the copper-colored pans?
Yeah. So they arrived last night, and I used it this morning for the first time. And I was set up to be disappointed. I cooked an egg in it. Didn't put any Pam or any oil in the bottom. It was just, hey, it says no stick. It's going to be no stick. And you know how bad it is, like in using a frying pan, making an egg. Like that, if it just sinks in a little bit, it's just fried to the bottom of it. Then you're like clipping the egg.
So you got it to almost disprove it.
Yeah, I just wanted to see, because if it works, then it's something that I would be very interested in owning.
Yeah.
So I do it right away. I put the egg on. It's probably on the burner for, 30 seconds or so. And I pick up the pan to try to swing it around. You have to move back and forth on the no-stick pan. Nothing. Stuck to the bottom of it. However, when I flipped it, nothing stuck to the bottom. I think this might be the real deal. I've only used it once.
I've seen the commercials a lot. They're very enticing.
Yeah. Put it this way, at 1:30 in the morning, they sold me. I was in. I was like, I need to get these pans
I want the
right
Instead of
now.
buying those pans, I have a solution for how to cook an egg without worrying about it sticking to the frying pan. Put it in the microwave. Like, people were tweeting at me this week that stupid photo of Doug the Pug making eggs. First, he's got the 3 eggs all smushed together, so you can't flip them. They're connected. Secondly, they're sunny. People are like, well, you don't need to flip them because they're sunny side up. Ghouls eat their eggs sunny side up.
How do you eat your eggs?
I know.
You eat them microwaved, like just.
No,
Hold on, is sunny side-
Tim likes to buy his log of eggs like they have at McDonald's and just put
I go
put
to a
them in.
restaurant,
Yeah, how do you get them, Tim?
over hard, like a civilized person.
Over hard.
Over easy. But over
hard.
easy, sunny side up, right?
Yeah.
So then I like them sunny
No,
side
no,
up.
over
Everyone-
easy is not sunny side up. Over sunny side up is the yolk is completely untouched at the top. Over easy means that the yolk still runs, but it's got that white sort of fry cover on it because it's been turned over just easy.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what I want.
That's what I like too. I like a good
No,
scrambled
over
eggs.
hard is- you don't want your yolk
if you're-
going all over the place.
Yeah, you do.
Yes,
that way
I
you can take
do.
your,
You want your
no.
yolk to
Hold on a second. You want your yolk running all over the place. You can dip your toast in it.
No, I don't believe in that. I don't want my foods touching like that. I don't want my yolk contaminating my hash browns or my toast or my bacon. I want it all contained
cooks
in
them
there
in
so I can
different
prevent all my
Tupperwares.
foods from touching and co-mixing when they don't belong. You know, it's different if you want it over hard. You want where the yolk is all contained in one spot. It's easy to eat. You don't waste a third of your yolk just on the plate because you didn't get a chance to eat it because it was sloshing all over your plate. No. Over hard. It's like you want a hard-boiled egg, not a soft-boiled egg.
No.
The yolk runs everywhere. Again, eating raw yolks is ghoulish. It shouldn't be done. It is not proper, and I'm opposed to it completely.
But you would just prefer to cook your eggs in the microwave.
No, I don't prefer it. I'm saying that's a way it can be done.
Can you cook
yes.
eggs in a pan?
Yes, of
Like
course I
Doug the
can.
Pug can? Because I know Doug can. I have my doubts that you can.
You can't even flip those eggs. Like, it's so impractical. First, scrambled eggs are the best type of eggs anyway.
You
I don't
just
know
said
what-
over hard was.
No, if you're going to fry an egg.
Now you're a flip-flopper again. Thanks, John Kerry.
The best way to have eggs in general is scrambled. But if you're going to fry an egg, over hard is the way to go.
Disagree. I would like to hear from the people on this one. Let's see how the people manage to over hard. Does anyone eat their eggs over
I've
hard?
never even heard that.
Tim, is
Scrambled
this
or
is
over
this
easy. Those are really the only
Tim, what do you
two
put
ways.
on your eggs? Do you put some ketchup mixed with molasses?
No, ketchup is a gutter condiment. I would never eat that. I just...
Hold on a
I'm
second.
civil.
The man of the people just throws darts at the people's condiment.
He is too elite for the ketchup.
The
I don't
people-
like ketchup on eggs either, but that's...
In and Out's an elitist place, but the guy that just can't have ketchup is an elite.
I'm not in salt. If you have an egg that's actually worth eating, salt and pepper is all you need. If you're putting sriracha on it, you're just doing it to be seen.
I don't like ketchup on my eggs.
I like
Ketchup.
sriracha. I actually,
Hot
if
sauce
I
is good.
if I eat scrambled eggs, I just mix in the sriracha like when I.
Yeah, that's
Drink
because
one
you
with
want
the
to
cup.
be seen. You like the idea.
Yes, when I'm at home by myself, Tim, and making eggs, the only thing I'm concerned about is being seen. Yes, you're
You know,
absolutely
yeah, it's all
dead
about
on with
being-
that.
It's all about living in the esteem of others. That's what sriracha is all about. No.
What are you talking about? Sriracha rules. That's another one. Let's put out a vote. Do you like sriracha or not? Everyone besides
is
you
his claim
likes sriracha.
People
you
like
lunatic.
sriracha to to look in.
Yes, exactly. That's why it was popular to
Who
begin
ev-
with. Because
People
I'm so
like
cool.
something. Like if
Hey,
they
whoa,
don't
whoa, whoa.
like it, they're not eating it.
What sort of life are you leading that you think that using a condiment makes you cool?
Oh yeah, people think it's so transgressive to say I don't like ketchup. I'm a sriracha man. Ketchup is something that 6-year-olds eat because they have undeveloped palates and they don't know how to appreciate food. Sriracha is a mediocre condiment at best that people like because it's so cool, because it's so in. Although thankfully, its 15 minutes of fame is almost up and people have moved on to good condiments.
What are you talking about? Sriracha is basically ingrained in the culture. Like when I go to restaurants now, basically every restaurant I go to has sriracha as one of the
Because
options.
look at the restaurants you're going to.
Yes, I go to nice restaurants. I don't go to the... Tim was really upset. Do you remember this is a Canadian thing, but there used to be a chain store in Canada called Zellers.
Yeah.
Do you remember the shitty restaurant that used to be in
It
Zellers?
was so good.
There you go. That's all you fucking need to know about this.
So he's probably it's probably much like the restaurants you'd see in like a Target.
yes, that is
today.
exactly the same
You
thing.
get like a pretzel and an icy.
Yeah, or some sort of like
Well, I wouldn't get the actual foods. The only foods like.
Now, I will say, if you're ever going to a store and you want to get food, there is one place that actually has like legit crappy food, but is delicious. IKEA.
Yeah.
IKEA wins with their meatballs and their hot dogs. They're top notch. Anywhere else, Tim, you're just the lowest of the low.
Tim goes for lunch at Costco.
Oh yeah,
and
it's affordable.
He has some samples.
Costco's hot dogs are amazing. I don't know what else to be said about that. You're right. All the restaurants you go to have sriracha.
You mean restaurants?
Because you're going to bougie, upscale restaurants that the people aren't going to.
But this guy said...
I am going to the restaurants of the people. I'm going to Olive Garden. I am going...
Is there even an Olive Garden anywhere close to where you live?
There was one in Calgary. I used to go...
So you haven't... So you don't go to Olive Garden ever. You've moved out of there like 5 months ago. So you haven't been to an Olive Garden. You haven't been to a Chili's. You're a fucking poser.
I went to Chili's in Miami a month ago. So yes, I did.
He also said that ketchup's for 6-year-olds, which I could agree with. I do have a child's palate. But
so does
he has the most undefined palate anywhere. He's eating home microwaved meals. And he's going to come on people for ketchup?
The move is, because the reason I think that sriracha ended up becoming so popular, because people like a little bit of spice. That's why I like it. But it's the same like texture. And that's why I don't like Frank's Red Hot, because it's like runny. It's like the vinegary hot sauce.
I like that too.
That's why I like the sriracha, because it's like the paste. You can like dip stuff in it. The move is, use like 1/5 ketchup and like in a little thing. Use 4/5 sriracha, mix it together. That is a top-notch move.
If I had to put a condiment on eggs, it would be HP sauce.
Oh my god.
Because HP sauce HP sauce is like the official condiment of breakfast as far as I'm concerned. Because it's perfect with hash browns. It does go well with eggs. Of course, it's great on your steak if you're having steak and eggs. You
realize that you shouldn't be putting sauce on steak, right? You understand that. Steak
at breakfast time, yes. You're not eating a filet mignon at breakfast if you're having steak.
You can just go to a nicer place and get a nicer steak.
You're having like a chicken fried steak.
What are you wasting? Like, if you're not going to have like leftover steak that you already made, or go to a nice place to get like steak and eggs, what are you doing eating steak at breakfast?
Because diners have
diners do not have good steaks. They have awful steaks.
They have some of the best steaks you can
get. They do not have some of the best steaks you can get. In fact, they probably have the worst steaks you can get.
They have like
what a surprise that we disagree on this.
Well, it seems like you've never had a good steak before.
I've had many good steaks, and
you know what? I don't think that you have.
He also thinks Subway has the best
supper time steak is different from a breakfast steak.
What's that?
A supper time steak is different and has different characteristics and things I'm expecting from it than a breakfast steak, which I'm not.
No, it's untrue. When you have steak, you want to get steak. That's why you don't go to like a pub and order the steak, because you know it's going to be crappy.
I wouldn't have steak and eggs because I just don't like that more. I know what he means. It is a different steak, and I don't want that steak.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be a different steak. You go to a nice restaurant, they will give you a good steak with it. I prefer duck with my brunch, but that's me.
It's never been there.
Excellent.
What do you make of Hollandaise sauce there, Tim?
Love it. Absolutely love. I mean, if I'm going
better when mixed with HP sauce.
If I'm going to a diner and I'm going to test the best food at a diner, Eggs Benedict is the thing to use to test.
That's so elitist, by the way. That's such an elite thing to say.
There is
you know what I want from my greasy spoon diner? Not good coffee, not good hash browns, not bacon and eggs. No, I want their Eggs Benedict. That's the real test. That is so insane.
No, it's not. You cannot find a single diner in North America where they don't have Eggs Benedict on the menu. I'm sorry. That's just a simple matter of fact.
Yeah, but so what you're saying is that they make Eggs Benedict poorly, then they cannot be a good diner.
If they're not good at Eggs Benedict, they're not going to be a good diner. Yes, I believe that's
false.
Exactly
that's a false claim.
Okay, I mean,
absolutely untrue. Today has proved you're more of a maniac than ever before. You don't go to diners either. You stay at home and make eggs in the
You are just going to restaurants where the valet will take off your jacket for you and will push your seat in and ask you whether you want still or sparkling water. I'm living life with the people. I'm stooping down to live the people's life.
Stooping down to live the life of the people. Here's a real story. On the first date that I went on with my wife, Tinder date, I Met my wife on Tinder, if people did not know that. It works, by the way. You just meet a lot of people. It's a good volume exercise. It's like people who mass multi-entry on DraftKings, you know what I mean? Eventually, you'll get one of them up near the top. That's what I did with Tinder. I found the right one for me. So we went to a place called Frankie's. Frankie's is a diner down in Queen West. It's right by Ossington. It's an awesome place. And the reason that I like going there, because they have the best breakfast possible. It's one of those places.
Breakfast.
It's all-day breakfast, but you can get their breakfast. You can get their bet you can't finish at breakfast is 2 slices of toast, 3 eggs, what people would call Canadian bacon, which we call P-mail bacon in Canada, because Canadian bacon's not a real thing. It's just what Americans call P-mail bacon. Actual bacon, sausages, full complement of hash browns, and pancakes. You know how much that costs you, along with coffee?
$18?
Nope, it costs $11.99.
Wow.
And this is why I scarfed down on our first date. And you can buy beer there, too. I got real wasted, but... Anyway, that's...
How come you've never taken me there for breakfast anytime I visited Toronto? That sounds great.
Well,
That does sound great.
You've been up here, what, twice since I've lived here?
I have visited you in Toronto every single year since you've been there. So 7 times, 8 times,
What?
and not once have I been taken to this place. Now I'm upset. I feel like you've been holding out the best breakfast place in the whole big smoke.
Sorry, that's for my wife and I, and not you, pal.
Well, now
11.
I'm all annoyed.
And there are a lot of really good diners around. Frankie's Diner by where I went
They're
to
kind
college
of
is really
dying,
good.
though. They are kind of dying, though.
Yeah,
But Denny's is as good as any. Denny's is as good as any diner you go to. I mean, of course it is. And of course,
Jim.
IHOP is too.
IHOP is its own...
I thought we were trying to find some common ground here. And then you have to go and say that.
Well, I mean, that's.
Let me ask you, serious question. Have you had an aneurysm? Is that why you think this way?
Denny's can't compare to, like, your Wicked Greasy Spoon, your local...
I completely agree.
I don't know. It's not... I'm not saying Denny's is good for what it is, but it's not... It's like 3 full tiers below.
Denny's is great because it's open like 24 hours. You can stumble into it at 2 a.m.
Yeah, and I've done that before, and it's been there for many of us. Because we don't have a Waffle House in these parts.
Well, if these local diners were so good, they would franchise themselves, and there would be.
Shut up!
Listen.
No!
I'm telling you, aneurysm. He's going to have to be like John Olerud and walk around with a helmet full time.
He's something.
Any final thoughts, Tim?
On what?
Anything. Anything you want. Anything that's been grinding your gears.
Stop sending me photos of Coke machines. I don't need to see them. These people are like, oh, I can't wait for orange Coke. I was like, people, if you want soda and you want it to be orange flavored, you'll just buy orange soda. You're not going to buy orange Coke.
I love those new soda machines.
Stop being
I do.
foolish.
Orange, cherry, Coke. Like those new soda machines at certain fast food places, I'm into.
You know what? That's great. You can be into it. Stop. I don't need to see these machines. I don't want to. They'll just get me angry, and I don't need to get angry for no reason.
All right, that will do it for the mini edition of CUST Corner.
CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner,
I don't think that has any SEO value whatsoever.
Oh, no, it's really becoming a burgeoning search term, Tim.
Oh, is it? That's what the people are searching?
It is what the people are searching for. When they need to hear insane takes from someone who may or may not have had an aneurysm, that's what they search.
I didn't even talk about the gelato I had at the mall yesterday. My claim on here that gelato was the world's best, the best gelatos are at malls.
Not in Italy?
Well, why would I go to Italy and spend that money when I can get just as good a gelato here?
Well, I don't think that people exclusively just go to Italy for gelatos, but saying that Italy doesn't have the best
Hold
gelatos.
on a second. The guy who works at the gelato shop at noon on a Tuesday is the world's premier gelato maker at the mall in... You just said it's the best.
I said the flavor of it is unparalleled. Mm-hmm. You can walk the streets of, what Roman city or Italian city would I like to reference today?
Naples?
I don't know. Naples.
Turin? Torino?
Turin. Torino is the Italian name for it.
Also, why would we want to, respect their culture for it?
Oh, you walk around calling Paris Paris, do you?
I do,
And
actually.
you walk around calling Munich München? Like, is that something else you do?
I did when I was in München.
Okay, but you aren't in.
Just like when I was in Copenhagen.
You're not going. You're not going to get me upset.
Like when I tell people that I did my European excursion, I did tell everyone I went to Deutschland. So back to gelatos.
The mall gelatos are great. They are. They're awesome.
Now, when you put that out on Twitter, what was the feedback like on that?
Well, you've never clearly been to Italy. As if, again, unless you've experienced Italy itself, sorry, you can't possibly have an opinion on gelato. Oh, have you ever been to Italy? No, well, you don't know what good spaghetti is. Like, you know what? I don't have to have experienced. I can read about things and explore the world that way and learn. I don't have to. The tyranny of experience is not something that I subscribe to. Oh, unless you've actually lived through this yourself, how could you know anything about it? Well, I have opinions, I have thoughts, and they're my opinions. I'm not here to speak somebody else's opinions. I'm not here to utter someone else's thoughts. You don't agree with my opinions? You think they're factitious? That's fine. But I have my views, and I don't have to have experienced 100% of something to take a stance on it. And so that's my view.
But what percentage of gelatos have you experienced?
There's a place that makes gelatos here in the city, which is fantastic. And it's at the mall, and I love it.
Is it Orange Julius?
It is not Orange Julius. It's a place named after the province of Newfoundland.
And you're confident it holds up to anything someone got in Italy?
Listen, the Italian one might be as good. I'm willing to concede that. I'll probably never know.
And your baseline for pasta is the Olive Garden.
Yeah, better than anything you can get on the streets of Rome.
Garden, Eastside Mario's, and other various places that are Italian restaurants.
American Italian eateries.
Yeah, Italian eatery.
This is just like when you go to the Chinese food place and get yourself some chicken wings.
Yeah, chicken wings and spare ribs, that's Chinese food. Again, I don't have to have been in Shanghai to know what Chinese food is. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. It's like saying, oh, well, my grandmother never went to China in 80 years of her life. She's never really had Chinese then. So you can deny that person that experience because they haven't had the same suave experience you. No.
Your experience is a 3-carton styrofoam from Panda Express.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
But that is the extent of your experience. As long as
I stipulate that. And I think
but then you defend it to the death. It makes no sense.
I'm in just as good a position as anybody else to take this.
I would say no. No, you're not.
Well, you're welcome to that opinion. I am welcome to my opinion.
I think the one big thing that we all have going for us is when the thought police really become a real thing, hopefully you're still around and you'll just break their system. They won't know what to do with you.
I've had colleagues before tell me I am the reason why totalitarian societies have to arrest people. I've had people tell me this before because I am not willing to just speak the party line. I mean, I feel like I must be at perfect freedom to express my views.
All right. That'll do it for CUST Corner. I would like to thank Tim Andercust.
Tim Andercust.
For the show, you can follow me on Twitter @ThePME, Geoff on Twitter @GFienberg17, and Tim @Tim Andercust. Although I did see that Timmy Triggers is now a Twitter account, so you can follow that too.
Tim Anderson 87. All other Twitter accounts are frauds.
No, see, I disagree with that. They're real Twitter accounts, Tim. They're probably verified, unlike you.
I don't know why I can't be verified and that dog is verified. That's for another day.
CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner, hee hee.